Welcome back to the Wolfpack. Today's episode is just going to be a season recap where we just go over everything that happened throughout the season. And these last. Hold up. Something is not right here. Something is weird. What happened? I don't know what happened. This isn't the right thing that should be on the screen right now. This is in Why did they stop in January? Something really weird happened with the screen. It cut off after. Wait. I can't do anything. I don't know why. Um, okay, here we go. I think. Yeah, okay. Something really weird happened right there. I'm not sure what that was. Anyway, we ended the season not great because I played backup side in all these games. I didn't even play them. I just holidayed them because there wasn't a point to me playing these games. We lost to Forest, drew with Wednesday, and beat Rotherham. It wasn't really a point to any of the games. I just didn't really want any of the big guys getting hurt. But yeah, as a whole, let's just look at the championship season. We obviously had a pretty good season, since how we clinched the title with a couple games ago. We started the season really strong. Not started because we lost the first two games, but after that we picked it up and we're really good. Except that lost to Derby. Then we lost to Ipswich early in the season. Well, lost to Ipswich in November. And then from December to like February, we had a really rough run right here, where we just we only won, was that 5 times in all those games, which was kind of proves, and we were still top of the table after that. It proved how well we had done early in the season. After that, we picked it back up once we changed tactics. We had a couple more draws in here, but we didn't lose again after this game. After this loss to Reading, well, we lost to Nottingham Forest, but I didn't play the game, so it doesn't count. And it was a backup team. But yeah, we had a pretty good team, pretty good showing in the championship. And let's look at. I fucked this up somehow. Okay, let's look at the cup competitions. Get rid of. Oops. Get rid of that. Look at the Capital One Cup first. We had a good run in the Capital One Cup. We beat Wickham first round, then we beat Rotherham second round, then we beat Chelsea in the third round, which was kind of the biggest one, our biggest victory. Then we beat Leeds and we beat Bournemouth. Bournemouth game was really close. I'm not sure why Bournemouth were even in that late into the competition, but then we had the 2-leg defeat to Man City where we kind of really got beat up in the first leg, but then we actually played pretty well second leg, losing to a late goal to Sergio Aguero. Surprisingly, we actually were kind of the better team in the second leg of that game, which is really positive for us to go into next season because we're obviously going to be playing these Premier League teams next year, and the fact that we can get good results against them says that we will probably be able to stay up even without the additional guys added on that will come in during the summer. Then we had this game versus we had the Hull where we beat them, even though we needed a replay, which we shouldn't have in the FA Cup. Then we beat Wigan, Cardiff. Then we had the 2 games versus Everton where we played really well to come back into the first game, and then we beat them thoroughly in the second game. Then we had the 1-0 loss, which was an outcome like 2 episodes ago, to Chelsea, which sucked, but once again we held our own throughout the game. We weren't embarrassed. Kame actually got man of the match in the game. It was on TV, so we got some extra money out of it. So all in all, it was pretty good. Yeah, that was the season. Go look at players and talk about what I plan to do with the team going into next season. In terms of our keeper, this year we had Akime and Akeme and Emi Martinez. We'll probably, I'm not sure. We might stay with Akeme going into next season. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do. He's a good keeper. I'm not sure he's a Premier League level keeper. Let's see what the coach report says. He's a decent player for most Premier League sides. He's a good player. He's not a world beater, which you usually want one of your best players to be your keeper. You don't want to have you don't want that to be a weakness. So we might look to better our side there. But if we can't, then Akeme is still a doable player to have there. At right back, it's not Doherty. It is, where'd he go? Because I played the backup side. All the best players are in. Right back, we have Iorfa, who will still be our right back next season. Definitely, he had a great season for us this year. Apparently, he's playing it close to his full potential, but I think he can still get better. He was really good. Let's look at his actual stats for the season. He was really good. He had an average of 7.5 in the championship. Actually got 5 assists this year, which is pretty good. And yeah, it was a good player for us this season. He'll be playing for us, and he's young, so he's only 20. He'll be playing for us next year too. In terms of center backs, Denny Bath, who's our captain, he's slow. He's real slow. Well, he's not really slow, but he's pretty slow. He will definitely still be with us next season. He'll probably be starting. Like, I'm 90% sure he will, unless I bring in somebody really big, because we have a lot of money, so we can kind of. This is the center back area is kind of our area where near the end of the season we were kind of iffy at the most. I don't think Danny Bath is that problem. I think it was more Courtney Halls than anything else, because Danny Bath has a lot of experience. He's our captain. I don't see us moving him on this summer unless somebody comes in with a lot of money, which that could be any player at that point. Yeah, he was good for us this season. He actually scored 5 goals from center back this year, which was pretty good. At our other center back, what did I just do? Our other center back, it's where is it? Courtney Halls. He's actually unhappy right now because he asked for a new contract, and I told him that he still had like 3 years left on his, and he got mad at me, because he wanted like 40 grand. Once again, I don't understand why these players think just because we go to the Premier League that we're going to be throwing money at him. Because he's not fantastic. He's pretty much at his potential, I'm pretty sure. If somebody came in for him, during the winter, not during the winter, during the summer, I wouldn't be opposed to letting him go. He wasn't that great. He was pretty good for us this season. He actually had a higher. Well, he didn't play as many games. He missed a lot of games due to injuries. We had a pretty good average rating. He was a good player, not a world beater though. He's replaceable. So was Danny Bath. So Godzilla is also unhappy because I didn't give him a new contract, even though he just signed this season. I hate that. There's no way in hell I'm ever giving this. Not ever. There's no way I'm giving him a new contract. He just signed at the beginning of the season. It doesn't expire for another 3 years. It's not happening. I'm not about to give this guy, another pay raise going into our next season when we need to use that money to strengthen in other places. He was good for us when he came in. I actually didn't have a lot of injury problems with him, surprisingly, so that's pretty good. I don't even think I knew that he was injury prone. Yeah, he's pretty good for us. He had 39 appearances for it. I didn't realize he played that much. Averaging a 7.2, 8 assists this year. He was actually really good for us. Much better than Scott Goldburn was, who actually signed a new contract. I got him on like 10K, so it's really not much, and he's a backup now, officially. So he shouldn't be complaining about not playing. When he did play for us, he wasn't bad. Yeah, he's pretty good for us, but not. He's 29, so I didn't want him to be our long term. He couldn't be our long term left back. In terms of midfielders, Jack Price, who's here, he was really good for us this season. He's another guy who, if somebody came in for a lot of money, I would definitely sell him. But I don't want to. He had 3 goals, 3 assists after 7.3 from a ball-winning midfielder spot, which is really good. 3 man of the matches. he was a good player for us throughout the season. I think he's kind of maxed out on potential wise though, but he would be enough for us, good enough for us to keep him next season and stay up. And the other midfield spot is McDonald. Well, one of them, him, McDonald, and Cody, who is now happy to stay at the club, thankfully, after giving him more games at the end of the season. Obviously, he was a really good player for us, but he was just injured so much that he was missing games, and he was complaining about missing games, it was a whole ordeal, which was annoying. Outside of him, our other midfielder would be Connor Cody, which he's not listed on here for some reason. Where's he at? I don't know. Well, let's go and find Connor Cody. He's that other guy in that situation. He might be injured or something. There he is. I don't know because he listed as a DM. No, he's not. He listens. I don't know why he didn't pop up anyway. Connor Cody was pretty good for us when he needed to come in and play. He was it was rotation between him and McDonald throughout the season. He was pretty good. I expect him to have a higher potential than he does, according to our scouts, of course. He has some more to go. He'll be good enough for us next season. I don't plan on selling him or anything, but probably bringing somebody with a little bit higher ceiling than Connor Cody, but he's a good player for right now. After that, we have our guys up front, which is kind of where we're lacking. We'll still have Zivkovic, obviously. I'm not selling Zivkovic. I think he has a release clause, but I feel like I put it up pretty high. Actually, he doesn't have release clause at all. He has a relegation release clause though of $0, which obviously could come back and bite me if we get relegated next season. Obviously, I don't plan on that. No manager ever plans on getting relegated, but he was really good for us this season. He was one of our best players this season. I think, in my opinion, when he was playing, he had a lot of not a lot. He had a couple of injuries throughout the season. I think. No, let's see how many he had. He had one at the right at the end of the year, but they were both kind of long-term injuries, which kind of sucked. But they're both 5 weeks. But when he was playing, he was really, really good for us with 8 goals, 10 assists. He was actually our goal leader for a while at the beginning of the season before he got hurt. Only 1.2 mil. Obviously, I could probably more than quadruple that, like sell him for like 20 million. I was trying to think of what that would be, but obviously I don't know what times 20 is in terms of like a regular word. Anyway, in terms of our other options up front, we're really light because we had a lot of guys coming in on loan due to not having a whole lot of money coming into the season. So obviously McAvoy will be going back to Spurs. I might try. He was good for us this season. He wasn't anything crazy, so I wouldn't pay too much for him. But if they wouldn't let him go for, ooh, wow, he's valued at $10 million now because he played so well for us this year. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be getting him back on loan. Maybe I should have just benched him the entire season and try to get him on back next season. But he probably won't be coming back. Ojo here won't be coming back. He's valued at $10 million. I'm not paying $10 million for any of these guys. He was pretty good. Wasn't like crazy good. I didn't think he was. Obviously, the game thought he was because he averaged 7.4 and he had 6 goals and 4 assists. He kind of played everywhere throughout the midfield, really. Then we had Kurt from Bayern Munich, who's on. Wait, why does it say? Oh, that's because I'm not paying him any money on loan. I was like, why does it say he's not earning any money? Is the contract run out? No, I'm crazy. He was good for us too this season. He actually had 7 goals because he's playing in that shadow striker role a lot for us this year. He was good. I'm glad I brought him in. When does his contract run out in Bayern Munich? Okay, not for another 2 years. So won't be getting him on like a free or anything. Maybe I can get him for cheap because his contract will be run out at the end of. Nope, never mind. Not the end of next season. It'll be the season after next. So he probably won't be coming back. I'll try and get him in again because he was pretty good for us this year. But this is definitely these spots up here. These the cam and the left wing are definitely spots I'm going to want to strengthen. We'll have Jordan Graham as a backup next season, but he's definitely not good enough to be starting. He wasn't good enough to be starting in the championship, let alone in the Premier League next year. And outside of him, we don't really have anybody else up there. Um, it'll just be Jed Wallace who isn't good enough, and that's pretty much it, I guess. Kevin McDonald can play further forward if we need him to, but I don't really want to play him up there. He's better in one of those two spots right there. And then up front, we obviously have where is he? Where is he? Oh, he's playing right there because he's the only other cam I had. We have Phobie who I don't plan on selling at all. Obviously, somebody comes in for like 40 million for him, sure, but he scored 28 goals for us in all competitions and 22 in the league. He was amazing when he was fit, which is the only real problem about Phobie because he has injury problems. Well, I don't know if he has injury problems, but he got injured for us a couple times this year. He had all of them were in all of them were in the first half of the season where he was out for 3 weeks and 7 weeks and then 3 weeks. So he missed a good chunk of the first half, and then he came back and was in pretty good form after that. I didn't realize he had these two long injuries when he was at Arsenal. That's probably why he never really got to their side that much. I guess that makes sense. Well, and because he's also only 21 right now. Let's see how old FOB is. He's only 23 right now. So back then when he was actually at Arsenal, he was only a teenager. So that's probably more why he didn't get into the side. But he's a good player for us. And then we had Sigurd Arsen backing him up, who at the end of the season got not much more anything. He started scoring goals at the end of the season when we needed him to. Earlier in the season, he was not doing great because he was a substitute a lot, and he just wasn't scoring. But towards the end, he scored 2 goals in like the last like 4 games for us, I think. So he was pretty good. I'll probably keep him around unless somebody comes in for him with a lot of money. Outside of that, we have backups. We have Seville, who came back for loan at the end of the season. I didn't realize he came back. We have Bigicic, who's a center backup brought in January. He should still be good enough for the Premier League as a backup. I don't plan on starting him, obviously, but he'll be there as a good, reliable, not liable, rotation guy. Landell, who'll still be good enough as a backup, definitely not. He can't be our starter next season. He definitely wasn't good enough to. He definitely wouldn't be good enough to play in the Premier League. Then we have Byron, who can play anywhere up this right side, which is still useful. And Doherty, who can play right back. But outside of that, we're going to have a pretty light squad going into next season. We're going to have to do a lot of transfer deals to try and bring in more depth and more Premier League experience, probably. Hopefully, by doing that, we'll be able to stay up next season. At the least, I expect us to not have to be in a relegation scrap. I kind of want it to be mid-table, which is kind of being optimistic. We shouldn't be anywhere near being relegated next year. As well as we played against some really good Premier League teams this season in the cups. Obviously, some of them were playing weaker sides against us, but like Everton were playing a full strength squad, and we beat them once and we drew against them the other time. So we should be able to do that next season. If we can, then we'll obviously be good enough to be like a mid-table side, and I'll be looking to bring in some better players, so we should be able to do even better. Along with that, I'll be looking at some regions. Sorry, my voice is trying to go out on me. I'll be looking to bring in some regions, and I don't really have any to show right now. I've been scouting a lot of them. I got our range boosted so we can scout anywhere in the world. Just as like a slight preview of some guys. There was this guy Rossi who plays for a Swiss side, but he's actually like Swiss and Italian. He's a pretty good player. I was more impressed by it because he has like at such a young age. He's only 17. He has really good technicals. I probably won't be going in for any of these regions yet because of the whole they don't really recognize that you're a Premier League team until you get your like schedule and everything for the next season. So that'll be when I start going in for guys who might not want to play for us. I'll probably also go for Mike Williamson again, just to see if he'll take less money. And there's also this guy, Jep Madsen, Jeppy, whatever. He's a midfielder. He can come in to be a backup for us, or just come in as a future guy to go out on loan. Um, yeah, he has no intention of joining us right now, but that's because we're in the championship. He has the potential to be a Premier League midfielder in the future. So, but I'll keep looking out for more guys like this. There were some American guys who were on here who were pretty good, but due to the new rules, um, they're not on here right now because I have sorted only by EU nationals because it's way too difficult to get good prospects in and get them to have actual work permits because of the how the rules change in England, which is kind of why it's better to kind of play in not England this year on FM because you can get those young guys that actually play them. You can't really play them on here because the if they're EU nationals, they're generally more expensive in general. Obviously, not all the time. Because in the past, I like to get like young uh, North American or African guys in because they're cheaper and they're generally about the same talent level. Like it's not the case now, so I'll be trying to just look for these guys who can actually come in and play for us as backups and try and or just get them in and then maybe send them back out on loan. But yeah, that's kind of the end of the season wrap up for us. If you have any suggestions for signings I should make next season, you can leave those in the comments or just any general feelings about how our season went. So I'll appreciate it. If you like the video, leave a like and a comment. And I'll see you next time on the next episode of the Wolfpack where we take on our first season in the Premier League. Peace.